Firstly, welcome. Thank you for making the time on your Saturday afternoon to be here with us. I've got a few announcements that I want to get through, and then we can move on to some questions after that, and then we can fill some seats next to me here, hopefully. Today, I'd like to announce head coach and assistant coach first. Appointments are till 2023. Head coach will be Mark Boucher, assistant coach Enoch Inkwe. The captain for the series against England Test Series is Faf du Plessis. The independent selector, Linda Zondi, that appointment is just till April. That is the only interim appointment at this stage. A-team coach, Ashwell Prince. And the rest of the management that is retained within the Proteas setup is Volvo Masabelele, team manager, physio Craig Govender. Prasanna Agaram is the video analyst. Fielding coach will remain Justin Ontong. Strength and conditioning, Tumi Masakelele. Media, obviously, the lady Sipukazi. And consultants, batting and bowling, will be confirmed this week. So in the week, we'll make those announcements. Monday, 2 p.m, before the Mzansi League final, we'll announce both squads, A-team and the Proteas squad, for the first two test matches against England. That made sense, I hope.
Graeme Smith, head coach and assistant coach, is no longer
Well, I thought with me as team director and another team, I think it should get a bit confusing. Let's just keep it simple at this stage. I reckon everyone knows that, all around the world who the head coach and assistant coach are. They will run the team. My job is to oversee that environment and cricket structures throughout. It's quite an extensive job description that I've been given. But in the short term, main objective has been to sort the Proteas out this week. And with these appointments, I'm hopefully a long way to doing that.
Graeme, did you say these are basically permanent appointments now? Did you say until 2023?
Yes, till 2023.
after the World Cup.
After the World Cup 2023.
Graeme, your role now, obviously, I assume you've signed a contract with IPL for commentating. Is your role, will it be revised after that between you and Cricket South Africa, whether they want you, whether you still want the job in? Is that sort of the agreement going forward?
Well, hopefully over this period of time we can settle down things within Cricket South Africa and work on that going forward, obviously to extend the relationship. At this stage I'm fully focused. The next 3 months there's quite a lot of stuff that needs to be done. And as I said, my job description is quite extensive. Obviously in the short term sorting the Proteas, but then down all cricket structures, sit underneath me. I need to go and do some work in terms of reviewing those structures, see what's in place, what's been working, what hasn't been working, where the frustrations lie. Hopefully Jacques can find me some budget in the short term to do a few things, and hopefully make an impact this season on that space and work through it with Cricket South Africa towards the future.
Yes, manners and topic.
Graeme, can you just explain to us what the role of an independent selector is, and then also why is that only until April and everything else so much later?
From honesty perspective, it's a budget thing. We've obviously come in the short term, and Jacques is also playing catch up on a few things, but it really is just getting to the financial year end, and then hopefully we can restructure that whole system going forward. Linda, from a continuity perspective, I felt in this space would add value. So that's the reason that Linda's in that position. He understands that the structure will be reviewed and try and put best practice into place going forward. For those, what was the other question? Sorry, was that it? Okay. The selection structure for national side at the moment will be captain, assistant coach, coach, and then the independent selector will be a part of that as well.
Sorry, can you just repeat that? 4 selectors?
4 selectors: captain, coach, assistant coach, and independent selector.
My question was, what's your relationship with the dysfunctional board?
There is no relationship at this stage, and as my point of call has been Jacques. We've obviously got in and we're trying to sort the game and take it forward. I think what's been happening of late has been disappointing for everybody. We need to turn around the image, and a lot of things still need to shift within South Africa, but my goal is purely focused on getting the Proteas and the structures performing well, ladies down in the 19s, because we know that cricket is a big part of bringing in budgets, and we know that with a high-performing in particular Proteas team, that goes a long way to providing some confidence as well. So my focus is on that, while I think Jacques has been dealing with a lot of those other issues upwards.
Graeme, there was quite a lot of back and forth before you actually took the position. What changed your mind?
To be honest with you, I didn't have a lot of confidence in the leadership of Cricket South Africa. I think with such an extensive job description, and honestly, I made that communication very clear that I didn't feel that you could achieve in this role with the leadership that was there at the time. I think you need a very robust Cricket South Africa to be able to challenge each other. You need trust, and you need to have an environment that's ready for that. And I didn't feel the environment was ready before I took this current job. Because if I'm going to come in, I want to be able to do the best that from my own perspective, and I feel that is slightly better now. That opportunity is there, especially I have a lot of confidence in Jacques as the CEO, and the other thing is also commercially knowing that you can turn things around. That is a big thing as well.
Graeme, just you've obviously coming from playing to commentary to this job. Have you spoken to other directors of cricket around the world, guys like Andrew Strauss or whoever, just to find out what this job actually entails?
That is on the agenda. To be honest with you, I got appointed Wednesday, so it's been quite a scramble for the last few days. Even though I was sort of researching the job before, while the talks were going on for a lengthy period of time, I had a number of conversations around South African cricket. I also have my own perspectives on South African cricket. So largely focused on that and putting in the positions in place that I feel can give the Proteas the best chance of success in the short term. And then, as I say, I think it's important for me also to go now and speak to the people that have been in positions in our game and understand what's been done, and then really look at how I can add value to those structures going forward. So best practice, yes, I will be speaking to people from a best practice perspective, but right now in the short term it's been really about focusing on sorting some things out here.
And obviously there's change from the intern to marketing. What value do you see that marketing went to coaching the Proteas?
I just felt at this stage that the Proteas needed a really hardened international experienced guy. I feel that obviously Mark from a cricket perspective is very knowledgeable, tactical, very knowledgeable. We all know what qualities he has as a man as well. So I just felt that those were the decisions that were best needed for the current Proteas setup and where the current team is at the moment. We have had a number of chats with Enoch as well in terms of his path going forward and developing him into a high standard international coach. We feel that he's got a lot of qualities that is going to be very useful to Mark and then in progressing his own future in South African cricket.
In the last couple of years, and especially the last couple of months, have been politically quite a challenging time for cricket in South Africa. I'm just wondering how you think you'll handle the politics, especially in terms of what was quite an aggressive transformation policy, and I think there'll be a fair amount of criticism from some sections that maybe just looks like a bit of a whitewash.
Did I always get to the point? Thank you. Look, I mean, I expect that. I think my job is to also create cricket excellence, and I 100% feel that I've made the right decision for the Proteas in terms of cricket excellence. I feel like the team around him, assistant coach Enoch, is the right appointment as well, and I think for Enoch's future as well, it's the right appointment. I think we also need to think about managing people sometimes and not just a number. And I think that is important, and those discussions need to happen. I'm very aware of transformation. I led my country for 11 years. I had to be very much a part of managing those processes, and I think that obviously a number of discussions need to happen behind the scenes. I need to get to grips with what's in place as well. But I disagree with the statement. I think it's a lot of continuity in this management. I felt that from Mark's appointment, experience and a battle-hardened international cricketer was what was needed.
Graeme, just how difficult is it going to be this first test, which is I think 12 days away? South Africa haven't beaten England at home since before you played. Just sort of how difficult is this first task about?
England haven't beaten South Africa, then.
South Africa haven't beaten England at home
Okay.
since 2000, I think.
Look, it is going to be a challenge. I think we've had some extensive discussions already. Myself, Enoch, Mark, we were all together on Wednesday. We spent an entire day with Faf really planning and working through some of these things. It's maybe some questions that they'll need to answer for you as the coaching staff. But the squad will join on the 18th. The other thing I need to address today is that only, in terms of that 4-day game, once squads are announced, we feel that a squad together from the 18th, training, prepping, some guys will play the A game as well. That is best suited in the build-up. I know there's a lot of talk around the 4-day game, but we just felt this time of year with the new coaching staff, only having 2 or 3 days before the test with Christmas wouldn't give the current coaching staff enough time with the players to prepare right for that first test match. So the guys will come into camp. There will be a release of some of that squad to play in the A game, and the rest of the squad will be together building up into that first test match. But I'll leave that up to the selector on Monday to deal with that.
Last few questions for Graeme. Any tickets? Sorry.
There's talk about a mentor possibly coming in as for Enoch at the time. Is that still the possibility of a mentor in Gary coming in with Mark?
No, I mean, I don't know how that got to the press. There wasn't really anything. I mean, there's been a bit of caucusing of probably our good cricket minds around South Africa in terms of what are the right structures. But, it's also up to the coaching staff to be happy with who they bring in. My job is to try and find the best person for them, facilitate that and manage that. So there will be consultants appointed next week. I'm just busy working on closing those structures down. Obviously, in 3 days, these appointments came first, and then I have had conversations. Hopefully next week we'll sort that out.
Graeme, just you said you guys got together on Wednesday. Just from Faf's point of view as captain, with all the stuff happening, how does he feel as captain? Is he quite encouraged by the team that you brought in? And do you think that it's a very short time, but there can be success against England?
Well, hopefully there will be success. I mean, that's the key, is that we want the Proteas to start playing well and winning again. It's been a tough year for them. I think Faf is happy with that there's a bit of leadership around. I think both him and Enoch have had very frustrating times over the last period of time. I mean, there's been almost no communication with them for a lengthy period of time. So I'm glad that we were able to come in and provide some direction for them. I think that's important. And I think, get together in a room and have good, proper cricket discussion. That's why Faf's not here today. He needs to be focusing on the Mzansi League. He needs to be playing cricket. He needs to be leading the side well in this current series. So hopefully we can take away some of the drama from them, and that the guys in this room and Faf and the team that is selected goes and actually can focus on playing cricket and doing that job well, because that's what we need from them. It's going to be our responsibility to clean up the rest.
Thank you very much. I'd like to call that.
It seems to me that some really major decisions have been made. It also seems to me that the decisions have been made almost within a small group. Has the board been involved in these decisions at all?
Not with me, no. I would assume that, and what I know is the Jocks had conversations, but I haven't had any conversations with any of the board.
And watching the team's performances, let's say, from the World Cup to now, how has it felt personally? I mean, you're both Graeme and Mark, part of high-performing teams, and then you see what was really unexpected and some kind of diabolical results. So we're quite hurt.
From my perspective, I always want to see the Proteas, being successful. I think, there's, the nature of sport that they're not going to win everything. There's a lot of cricket being played this year. There's a lot of challenges. I think for me, the disappointing thing is how South African cricket has been run of late. I think that's been, really for me the most challenging aspect, and I think that's filtered into the environment and certainly made life very difficult for the guys that have been in position. Hopefully, in the short term, we can really turn that around and provide some, strong direction for the guys sitting at this table, the team, and down to domestic cricket. I'm very happy also that we've got Ashwell involved. I think he's another guy that's got a lot of international experience. He's a hardened international cricketer. He's full of opinions, which we love, and I think we also want to get back to excellence. I think that A side in particular needs to be the second best team in the country from a men's perspective. So we need to start looking at all these aspects. So across the board, I need to dig in and see. But I think leadership for me is a key factor going forward. We need to bring leadership back into the game, and coaching is another big aspect that I want to look at through our systems. I think that's an area where we can definitely improve. So.
Final questions,
No. He will stay Cobra's head coach. It's a very important team. He'll just work in the A position, and then hopefully the talk is that he'll play a role around the national side as well.